Right.
It's going bud.
I unfortunately have to leave at around 7:55.
Oh,
Is there any way to move my presentation to the front?
um,
You did this.
that's probably not just because of the speed. Can I get with Kendra and find out when we can move it completely?
Yeah.
That'd be if you don't mind.
No, I don't
Um,
mind at all. I have a prior engagement.
what are you doing? None of my business, but I mean, is
Um,
it something fun at least?
No,
Oh, well,
I
that's
gotta
fine.
take my dog to the
Oh, well,
vet.
mm,
We stumbled upon these two dogs that were not being treated well. And so I bought them off these people to give them better lives.
mm-hmm.
And we've rehomed one of them, and we're in the middle of rehoming the next one.
Mm.
And so we're gonna get her a shot.
Oh, that's
So
good
that
then.
when she goes to her next family,
Already
taken
done.
care of.
Well, that'll be great. What kind of dog is it?
It's a Bernese Mountain Dog mixed with a poodle.
What?
Yeah, looks just like a poodle, but it's got black
Really?
hair.
That's
And
weird.
it's got the color scheme of a Bernese Mountain Dog, black, brown, and white.
Those are so cool. Those
Yeah.
dogs.
That's for me. I have a 2-year-old. They play together all day.
And you don't want to keep her?
I do. It's just we got 2 kids at home under 2, and we got
Totally get it.
2 other big dogs.
Oh yeah, you're already full.
Oh,
There's no more room at the inn, right?
yeah. We like
Well,
my youngest daughter has 3 kids, 6,
3.5 in 6 months.
Yeah,
Plus 3 big dogs
yeah, that's us.
and 2 cats
Oh, yeah.
and a husband.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
what I'll do is I'll get with Kendra because what I actually want to do, it kind of works out. Is I actually want to do 4 one day, not even do any reports, just do 2 new people, 2 people that have been here.
Yeah.
Because some people don't even know some of the people.
Mhm.
And I think we can run through that and get everybody done this year or throughout the next year. Because there's 50 people in the club. So if we can do, every now and again where you have 4 of them done, you get new mixed with old. So
Yeah,
that'll work out probably better
okay.
in the long run, if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll find out from Kendra what our programs look like. To where either we get rid of to get it in, we either do away with our reports, which is fine. Most of the time, it's just that we're doing good. And then that way we'll pitch in, and then that way not have. I'd rather not have speakers. So, like you said, we just do one whole meeting of nothing but that.
Yeah.
So it's and I enjoy the classification talks because I get the opportunity to hear about people. I don't like doing mine, but just because it's not. Just not a big deal. But yeah, so if that works, that's what I'll do.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine with me. I just thought I'd pop in before it all began. In case there's something that works best for everyone.
No, thank you very much for that. I don't think the sound's gonna work on this. There's something. It didn't do the well, we'll find out when somebody logs in. Get them to tell me. All right. I'm gonna get flags. Be right back.
All right.
Forward, please.
Yeah.
Check out Foundation, see if it'll pull up a short.
You don't need to put one up there.
I know,
Yeah.
Thank
Nobody can talk.
start here.
That is one.
Advice. Well, you don't want to. Don't want to put your address. No. TV advice. Simple form is that way.
All right, there. It's bound to,
Okay. But then we don't have that. Quick check, so. Go back up this one. Good, up there. Oh, all right. Okay. Just put it out. Some people like to look at things. I'll gather that up, if nobody wants it. Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? Good. Why are you sitting over there?
Hello, Gary. Oh, well, you stuff and all those things, yeah,
It's all right. I see how it is.
let's sit with you.
Jeez.
Is Lori not in, or are you doing check-in too?
I didn't know about
He hasn't
you.
showed up yet.
Oh, okay. I forgot I had it in my closet. Like, oh, look. You,
Doing well, thank you.
you.
Good to see you. We missed you last.
You know, I'm actually off today, but I'm like, I gotta get my groceries, man.
What did you get?
Yeah, I kind of. Evergreen Hospital, right, that thing I went to school, see what it's. I'm in error. Oh, really? That's good. Well, you really trying to stand the trouble. I'm not always. Are you successful? Not really.
No.
Well, maybe that's. I am the bane of Gary's existence.
But absolutely are.
Sorry, my friend, sorry. Sorry. I can't be quiet. I feel it. Well, I mean, if I feel a certain way, I can't be quiet. How are you?
I'm fine. I just sometimes that.
You know, don't we all?
Yeah, I terrible, terrible. Go through all things.
Heard it.
Yeah, it is.
Does there change anything in the last year in regards to our incorporation?
One more piece of paper. One in the. Let's see, pretty colors. Phone is so stupid.
Just. Gary, all lowercase. Yeah. O'Reilly, O'Reilly. ES. 425 308 9139.
Not missteps.
Lori? I still need to get you the sales price of your clothes. I'm sorry, it's been more bit hectic this week.
But I haven't forgotten. Not you.
Hey, stranger, how are you?
Officer, you're not ready for this.
No, I'm not. Good to see you.
Good to see
And
you.
Lori,
How does this make you feel?
great, we raised more money than we have ever have.
That's good. Did you really?
Yeah. About
Full room too, right?
Oh, sold out. Yep.
Sorry, I wasn't there.
Well, we missed,
Uh,
but I get it.
Hey, hey, sorry, good to see you. Hey, good to see you.
I absolutely, it's so nice.
So why? You got it?
Pretty
Yeah, until she gets mad at. Then she's not so big.
amazing. I
Hey,
just.
really?
It will be.
What's that?
No. She comes well armed, and I mean that in the best way.
And when she's mad, you know. I mean, it's not, and they,
Or passive aggressive, it's just like bam.
how are you, friend?
I don't think so.
How's it going? Jack? Formation coming along? So you're going put together? I haven't worked put together. Good. And then their CFO for it on Monday. Or you go back to the first CFO. Turn it into a blessing and try and keep it better. Oh, okay. And meetings with. And that's all good.
Yeah.
Just gonna keep that. Okay, potential launch date. Right. I would say as fast as humanly possible. Had to put a date on it, like, meetings, 2 or 3 months out.
Yep.
Until we force the. Right. Keep building momentum. Just traveling all the time and glad to get home.
I just clicked through.
Yep, I'm not a computer person, to be honest with you.
No, neither am I.
Good, so we're kind of, yeah, I was about to say,
Together
we'll
we
figure
do
this
nothing.
out. Let's see.
Computer person couldn't make it today. She usually runs it for me.
Do you remember how to get to that drive? I don't remember. There's like,
Do that little arrow. thing
okay,
there,
I was gonna say, I knew there's something.
and
You
there
should
be
tell
an
her.
icon.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
See it.
Battery. Okay, so we should have, network? No.
Did you insert it yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. Because usually when you insert it,
It
just.
should pop up saying something new is
Yeah.
attached. Here, I know who. Hey, Rand. Rand, I'm sorry to bug you. Can I get your help with something real quick? Rand's much more technical than
Either one of us.
I would say. Well, so we put it in
You
the
can't say that.
drive, but it's not popping up. Do you know how to get to it from here?
Let's pull it right out of here and let.
Electronically.
I don't know if there's another opening. Oh yeah, we can take that out.
What we'll do is, take that up. We're just gonna copy it to the desktop. And it's better for you to run it from the desktop anyway.
Okay. There's a video, but we can, I mean, you won't skip it and loading it.
You
but
better
just
test
skip
that because
Sometimes
skip it.
it's like video.
It, none of the systems like it, so I just
Oh.
asked, you don't need to see it. I just need to take it out. I have it here.
Not
That's
dumb.
that's a different,
You might,
Is it a small one?
that's a different, that's not a USB drive, really.
it's not,
No. Or did you? Did it come off in there?
no, that's that. That,
I can't get it to go back
I
in.
think that is from that.
There it is. Now it's back in. Yeah. You don't have another USB jacks in here?
Just this thing.
And what does that do?
Well, it extends the.
USB.
Gives
Because
you
we
more
only have the
bugs.
one.
Oh, okay,
that's,
so I'm just gonna borrow it
if you
for a second.
unplug it. Go ahead.
Just for a buck,
Yeah.
just for a second.
You might have to turn it off.
Now, let's grab that file. On that disk. Where is is that it? 100 Ken, is that it? Oh, no, that's probably it right there.
It's
That,
that one, yeah.
okay, we're gonna copy that. Let's go just to our desktop.
Throw it on.
Paste it. And now you're gonna run locally from the hard drive and you won't even need that.
Might need you when it's time to like.
No, I'm gonna get it all set up I'm gonna open it for you. So that you can just run with it.
I usually bring in a person to do this.
Right.
It's like,
Club visitation, is that it?
no, it's this right here.
There you go. Thanks.
Here's a really,
Okay, you can plug that back in now. And we're gonna put you in presentation mode.
you go.
You ready to go? Now, Brian. Just hit Alt Tab
Alt tab.
to Alt Tab and you can switch between what window do you want to look at. But there's your full screen PowerPoint presentation.
Just click here.
Yeah, you can just hit the space bar. Just hit the space bar to advance.
Cool,
Okay.
thank you guys.
Alt tab.
Alt Tab and that. There's Alt Tab.
Okay, and then I could just.
Yeah, and then, so that's the one with her full presentation. Where was it? Oh, yeah, so that's the one, that's full screen. That'll take you to the actual presentation. Okay.
Sweet.
Drag that out of the way.
Well, we need.
You'll need it for, what you call it though, for the happy bucks if anybody even signs on.
Let's say if we actually want to go back to that window, so we want to just make this window large.
Okay.
Now, when we're done, just alt tab back
And
to your.
take it to this one.
Exactly.
Okay, that's easy enough. Thanks a lot, Brian. Appreciate it. What's up, Don?
See ya, how's the remodel? Thinking about it. How do you need today? On my one. It was very stressful on here. We had probably 3 or 4 run-ins. 6 left. Yeah, there. Yeah, no, sign. Oh, I have the, okay. Here's the interior. You're an engineer. And, we did have a little bit of a disagree, but, you know, on lighting. And the lighting now. Right. Like, Yeah, either way. What do you prefer?
Good morning, Rotarians and guests. If you'll please rise, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. The 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do in Rotary. First, is it true? Second, third, fourth, fifth. Is it fun? Yes, it is fun. Mr. President.
All right. You guys are almost done with me. All right, so the #1 song, May 22nd, 2013. The artist is from the air. I think it is.
Then you got back.
Who said? Macklemore. Let's fix that Macklemore. But does anybody know the song? Can't Hold Us? Can't Hold Us by Macklemore and Brian Lewis. Yeah, I think it's easily forgotten. So the #1 movie, May 22nd, 2013. Anybody want to guess?
Terminators.
No. So I wish I could do the hand.
Ben-Hur.
Star Trek. It's Into the Darkness. Dun 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 dun. All right. Do we have any? It's so funny because when our superintendent came in, I thought, oh, we got a visitor. I got to say hi. Didn't even hear much. So. Yeah, I was like, we won't just call him visitor. So no visitors, but our speaker is going to be Amy Arms from the Bridge.
No. Standing in for Amy and will be Tracy.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Okay. Tells you how fast I go. So birthdays, Christine's birthday is coming up, 23rd. Alex's birthday is the 27th. He's gonna be 36, and then Bob Howe. Who's Bob? Yeah, Alex Wells isn't Alex the
Wells.
Wells, yeah. So Bob Howe is 28 of this one, and then Spouse birthdays, none. Somebody needs to get married. Who's not married in here? So we get a spouse. Yeah, okay. Anniversaries. Wedding anniversaries, Tracy and Dave DeLorme, 33 years today. Really cool. There are no Rotary anniversaries. What?
5 years here.
Didn't even see it in the system. I want to double check it though. Double check your profile.
I just.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
Well, my mom said. My pants are smart. And they say that it wasn't there yet, so we need to check it. All right, so no announcements that I know. Anybody have an announcement? None? Okay. Treasurer's report, Lauren?
All good. Nothing new.
All good. And Lance is not. We have fun. He was, Bob's not here to hear you say that. How about secretary's report, Gary?
All good.
Oh, man, this is gonna go fast. All right. Pub services, Eileen?
All is good. If anybody needs a card, you know the routine, let me know. And I've not scheduled anything for after hours yet, and I'm working on it. To be determined.
Okay. Community service.
Last week for your mentorship batch, and also the city reached out to us, June 27th, it's a Saturday, is the city beautification day, and they asked if we could get 10 people to help clean up one of the parks, like Muncie or North Cove or something like that, so I will figure out how to put a sign up sheet there. 29 will not people this head, but I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You it's
I'll sign up. None of us have showed you how to use Club Right yet. have we?
correct. Good.
That's just such a pain. It just, it
No, like,
just is. There you go. Andy.
I'll work with you.
I was about to say, okay, James is really good at it, so. Okay, cool. And do you know what all we'll be doing by chance? As far as
I'm
beautification?
waiting to hear back.
Okay, cool. Okay,
I only just responded to her this morning, right before I came here, so.
fantastic. All right, membership, Raquel? All is well. No jokes today, y'all. And now we wrap up this part of our show. James, you ready? I went fast. Look at that. Literally less than 7 minutes we did.
Hey, well, can I burn some time to ask questions? How did the meeting go with the other facility? I'm really sorry I missed it. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Dude,
So to talk
I
about
like
that,
it.
so one of the things we got is our stuff. Does she have the space for our stuff close by? And I think she does, so I'm trying to get over there and deal. And it probably won't be until Monday or Tuesday. But the room, I mean, I like rooms, she'll have coffee and all that stuff for us if we want, but the issue that we had is only one person can log in to this Wi-Fi, I think, Anthony, so we have to figure out that too, because there's only one, but normally we're only using one thing. So I just gotta figure out the storage.
It's only one computer, like nobody can, in the room can use their cell phone type thing.
Not on the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
It's, yeah, I don't know, but we were trying to hook up to the school next door. I think that's what Anthony ended up doing, the school, and then them.
You're welcome.
So it was kind of like, but,
I was gonna say, you could probably do just like a little T-Mobile hotspot.
well, that's what I thought too. I mean, maybe we get my phone from I think that would be but that's, I mean, I personally think it's a good space. We don't have to contend, the school, if they need their space, we don't have to then go to like IHOP or something like that. Especially if we have a speaker, and then we're trying to talk it in IHOP, right? So, but again, it's just the storage of our stuff that I've had, because the school's been great about letting us have a locker. So we just want to make sure we have enough space for this thing. So. All right, Jay.
Give up on this place.
Madam Treasurer, what's the price up?
7,640.
Sorry, you were interrupted by the.
7,000.
240.
All right.
Why not? Bob wants a big win.
And you draw the red ticket, only the red.
Is it red? They seem so fake.
And the last week.
3482.
That's not right. That's not right.
I'm on the chair this morning.
That's all. How do you relate, sir? You got to, we're on the winning side. Oh. Well, we're gonna kind of let you go. All right. We want to give Tracy as much time as possible. So I have a fine for the president for failing to recognize one of our members' anniversaries because it is in the system. I just looked. Would you like me to show you?
Sure, but it wasn't last time we did this.
No, it wasn't last night. Oh, well. But is it the truth?
I don't know. I didn't see it. So it's not there. What, how many years? That's what's important.
35.
35. It's been like 5 minutes, huh? Underwater.
I know, it's like super fast.
And now we're gonna go for the last name.
Yes.
Good morning. And are you
Good
ready?
I'm happy, the sun is shining, and yes, so ready, of a pretty.
Well,
It's so confusing at the memorial.
some of my team thinks.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. Some of my team thinks it's a 40 weekend.
Excited for the weekend. Excited to send food.
And our guest, I mean,
The guests,
never.
never mind myself doing the tag and, I don't know, I'm
Well, I'll take your time,
take my time.
because I have a whole bunch of people.
Have your way.
That's nice.
Your time. Just-
Please, yes.
Oh, you guys, money for being gone the past few weeks, we're on vacation, and then I went to, the National YMCA Conference and learned a lot about philanthropy, and that was amazing, and then it turns out I spent a lot of money, so I've been having to work a lot more. I'm really happy that my son jumped 5'2", like over my mom pretty much. And so he gets to go to districts for that. And then he was also selected for, in our region for his position as like the best player. So he gets to go to state and play with other great players and see how they do. That's pretty amazing. My daughter made this select soccer team, and we're just doing really good in the Landowski household. Yeah.
State event is next weekend in Tacoma.
For lacrosse.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about track.
Oh, yeah.
You
Lacrosse.
did go from track to now.
There's, oh, I did.
Yeah.
And then some soccer after that.
We were
so
all
I
good.
just left.
That's okay.
Had them, I play so many sports.
No, I got it. I think multiple tabs are up. You're working through them.
So he's not going to the state track with it.
It's going districts,
Right.
Wednesday. Grace is playing sled soccer, so is Jordan, and then districts for high jump.
And when you said something about state.
Lacrosse.
You went into like an individual event, and that's.
Or.
No, I got.
Like, that's the, they're- Surfing lesson, then I surfed 5. Yeah. It was so good.
She did say she was gonna take up a long time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, I stood.
I reclaim my time.
Both the catching the wave piece was great, but yeah, they were open. Yeah, I don't know, mostly.
Were they
just
hard?
into me, I felt like, and I'm cuddling, and I'm like, "Inge, you're strong, you had like 2 babies, I'm like, you got this," and they went nowhere. Yeah, but it's pretty sure, right, like all the time.
Big rip.
Why can't your friend do also? Challenge.
Yeah,
Okay. Your kids that would go to school, sleep.
for 8 hours every day. Jordan was up at 6:30 yesterday for pre-staff and pool, and then the concert. And we went to school the other day together. He's gone to school every day this week and it's been fun. Okay, I am.
Thank you.
You cleared some serious tabs.
I'm happy.
I do not, I only have furries, so I do not have the same responsibilities, and I'm pretty happy about that right now. So that's how I like it. I really, the extended weekend and the weather, I constantly part of the plan. I'm happy that my husband keeps building me more garden beds, so I can just plant more and more stuff. Oh, I already went to that.
I am happy that front yard project is really starting to look, it's almost, we literally tore out fire front, all the grass, everything. I've been building a tier garden, I've built garden beds out of the material that we have. And that's a really nice. We did one more to fill and then 20 yards of mulch to lay. What's that? All right. It was winning, bro.
The sun's shining. Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is. Glad for that. Mr. Secretary.
Well, on a chamber note, we're just a few days away from the first opening of Chamber's involvement in the farmer's market. Last I checked, we had 110 vendor signups. We won't be able to use all of them, and plus a lot of them are not every week. And so it's, we're still getting signups. We're probably gonna have to close it off here fairly soon if it keeps going. It's looking good. We've got good sponsors. Everything is moving. I even was able to go on and take a 3-hour course in crowd management. I passed. I'm not going to tell you how much I passed by, but I passed. Similar to what happened when Anthony and I were in high school. And no, well, same grade level, I think. Well, but it was, it's getting there and it's looking really good. I'm really happy. We'll see what happens. Every Tuesday,
Market starts this Tuesday or the week after? that?
June 2nd.
June 2nd, so a week and a half.
Yep.
And?
Hey, glad to be back from Florida. Good trip.
Or.
Buy a house? No, but we found several that we really like.
Good morning. Beautiful day outside. I'm making progress on my personal business. And I was looking forward to my presentation today, but it looks like we might be shooting it out a little bit. So see you guys next week probably.
Okay. Fine.
Well, Rand reminded me something that I should be happy about. Starting week 5 of our remodel, with typically around 5 people working on it. And Eve and I are still married. And we were even able to agree on color temperatures for lighting. But yeah, it's going well.
All right.
The bigger not open.
Yeah.
Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Are you happy?
Good, good. Yes, I'm happy. I'll keep it short. Just sun shining. Our daughter, we got a 4-day weekend with our daughter coming up here today. And it's just gonna be fun doing stuff around the house and getting things done.
All right. Good deal.
I'm happy it's Friday. We got a nice long weekend. I'm looking forward to finding out what I'm supposed to do next.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning. I get my first chance of being on the other side of the table at a parent teacher conference this today, actually. So I get to terrorize the teacher instead of the other way around.
Not terrified by the clothes. That's more we can improve.
Not here. It's a different school district.
Gentlemen are all teachers.
On behalf of the collective, the educators, our society.
Dr. T.
All right, okay, so what I'm doing now is intentional, I understand, but I was at Stevens Creek as part of a mission to make sure in every single classroom at the elementary K-5. I'm almost there. I'm getting, got a couple 4th grade classrooms. Great, so while I was at Stevens Creek, and I think I might have mentioned this, Every single time a student says anything in the classroom, they stand like this. Stand and deliver. And then the teacher says, make sure that you're track the speed of tracks. That's for all of you. So there's just this thing that we're teaching them how to do to become professionals. And so I just wanted to highlight that. I've got a couple, I've got three. Why are you happy? Okay, well, I'll pay it for you. When we talk about constructing and marriages and building, back in the day, Terry said, hey, why don't we build a log home on our 6 acres? I'm like, that would be fabulous. Why don't I get a general contractor? He says, I said, that'd be fabulous. Our marriage almost, but we got through and the home was lovely, but it makes me all those decisions, like putting together the front yard, of those decisions, which, what plants to be picked and what color. This is the worst state ever. Then we argued about what's the front of the house. So anyway, that here to there, I moved past it. Things about the district. I just want to highlight arts. We have so many things going on. So the band concert last night, just such amazing stuff, such talents that we have, such dedication from our professionals. Neil Prof as an example. But here's something else Neil Prof did, our band director. Here's something else he did this week. He threw up a concert on Tuesday. It wasn't a band concert, the kids were playing on. This is for the kids that are in the guitar studio. So we have 2 sections of guitar. Every single child, these are 38 kids, these are student performers. These are not kids that have been playing since they were little. These are kids who just want to find their space and belong. Every single child, 38 professional, got on that stage with the guitar, introduced themselves, talked about what song they're going to sing, who it was by, and then every single kid. If they had great vocal talent or not, great guitar skills or not, and some were just like stunningly talented. They went through from point A to point B and they closed. And they thanked their audience and they got up with grace and they exited the next day. Come on. 38 children. That's not what I do. You know myself, Dan, that's exactly what public education does. It offers those opportunities so that every child has the opportunity to be seen, to belong, and to stretch themselves and become professional. The other thing I want to mention is construction. We have so much going on, and Dr. Anderson said right over there, she is helping steer that ship. So Stevens Creek Elementary just launched the architectural drawings. It's very exciting. And elementary 8 have not really by. You can now see the result. So it goes really fast, doesn't it? It seems like it went slow for a bit, and now it's fast. And part of the lawn construction, which is what we're all paid for, is safety. And that's perimeter fencing and additional safety enhancements for all of our schools. I talk about safety because this week had a situation at the Little High School that was very challenging. We had a student that posted potentially some threats. So when that happens, I'm looking at that, is it the truth? My job is to make sure that I'm telling the truth, that I'm out there in front to say, this is what we know, this is what happened, and this is what we're doing about it, and here's what our partners, which is always the police department, here's what we know. And as it turned out, it was not a credible threat. It doesn't change the fact that it's very concerning. So thank you to everybody who was with us, thank you for those that asked questions, and thank you for being with us, and thank you for your us. So, and it all turned out just fine, but nonetheless, it was a challenge. Okay, that was probably $87 worth. I only have 3. Okay.
Dr. T had. So watch, did you know, Dr. T?
Thank you.
Are you happy?
I'm so happy.
We're glad you're
Very nice.
Oh.
I'm happy. 6 weeks till Aquafest. So that, I know, right? 6 weeks. And so really looking forward to being done. No, it's a big rock, but yeah, it's a lot of work. And it's the year's worth of work that accumulated for, 3-4 days. And so, yeah, so please come support Aquafest. It's going to be bigger and better this year. Go check out aquafest.com. It's huge. We've done a lot of work. And so, yeah, thank you.
I'm just happy the weather's great on Friday. I don't know.
Today is your birthday. Well, so.
Saw Lance come in, must have.
He left.
Right.
He needed a key to his office.
I was sick this week and down to council, didn't have 3 days and had to cancel my own birthday party, but live and I'm leaving out here. Feel much better.
Right, so, my 3-year-old grandson is visiting this weekend and, appreciate it. That's. Wanting Cheetos, but I explained to his parents that I'm having the windows washed tomorrow, so he can only eat Cheetos before the window wash. Cause I know what it means. I love to eat Cheetos together. And my garden is looking beautiful. My peas have shown their little head. They're growing. And, it's great, so, you know, 4 eggs. Eggs. Okay, we'll see what I have here. Okay, well, see, that's the trick. You bring back the container. Who knows if I can build it. I didn't bring it.
So this is mentorship month, right? I had, wasn't an opportunity, but the other day I was at an event in the evening with a gathering and a young lady and her mom came up. And because the young lady recognized me. And when she told me her name, I remember her. She was one of my students on my bus route, taking her and her friends, classmates to Lake State Coast a number of years ago. She earned her AA going through the Running Start program, graduated last year, is a junior wrapping up this year at Washington State University. So, but she said that I was her favorite customer. That really, yeah. So looking forward to Tracy's presentation again. We appreciate you coming and doing that for us. Telling us all about the great things the bridge does.
All right, so now we're gonna have Tracy come up and talk to us, see if I can't figure this out. Alt tab is what Brand told me to do. Let's see if I did this right.
When all of us here, we'll figure this out.
Oh wait, let me go back. Let's see, alt.
Yeah, look at you.
But how do I do the share now, Brand?
Well, you gotta go back to Zoom and actually start to share.
Do I do alt tab again? There we go.
Start sharing.
Then do alt tab again because it's not there.
You hit that share.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You did a whole tour.
Should be sharing.
Should be
Did share and did that. So
Okay,
and then
awesome.
I think it was the space bar. We'll do.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm sorry about that. It's just both in our.
No worries. No, Amy was gonna come and she didn't make it.
And
So-
I'm horrible. at fancy.
Hey, no worries, no worries. Well, good morning, you guys. Wonderful to be here. This is my 8th year with Bridge, and I think I've been coming to you guys for 8 years or something like that. So Bridge has been receiving children for 6 years. So I've at least been coming here for 6 years, but you guys are a wonderful club. I love coming here because Bridge is here in Lake Stevens. And so it means a lot to us to be able to thank the Lake Stevens community for what they are doing for kids at Bridge. So Bridge Receiving Center is a healing place for children in foster care. And let's see, does that work? Oh yeah, look at that. So when we first started at Bridge, we were taking children first into care only. That's that circle over there on the left. So that meant that children that were first removed from home for the very first time, they'd not been in the foster care system before, would come into Bridge. They needed a safe place while CPS and law enforcement determined what happened and if they needed to be kept out of the home or not. They were able to stay for 30 to 60 days. The longest stay we ever had of a child during that phase of our organization was 113 days. So that little boy stayed with us while we were able to remove a cruelty to animals flag on his record that shouldn't have ever been there. And he ended up going and being placed at a horse
a place that had horses, and he had a real love for horses. So that was a real success for us. So we did that for the first 5 years. And then when you do things really well, the state congratulates you and then asks you to do more. And so for the first 5 years, first into care only. So if children had been in foster care before, they weren't supposed to come to Bridge. That wasn't always the case. We had a few kids that had been with us before, that had been in the system before. But that at year 5, the state said that we were the gold standard of how children should enter into foster care. They really believed in trauma care when we first started. They weren't quite convinced that trauma care was essential. They are now. And so trauma care is supposed to be inherent in every program in the foster care system. And then they asked us if we would consider becoming an emergency placement facility. An emergency placement takes into account kids that are already in the system. And we are kind of this melding because emergency placement also means first into care now. So we basically take children that have never been in foster care before, as well as children that this may be their 15th, their 20th, sometimes their 35th placement. So kids that have been in the system, they have had many, many bounces is what they call. So, and they often have restraining orders against their families, which is why they have so many placements, because home is not an option for most of the kids that are coming through emergency placement. So what this means for us right now is we take children 4 through 17 years old. You can turn 18 with us. So if we've had kids have birthdays and be 18, but they can't be 18 to enter in. And that's just because that's a different category of kids. We have no gender restrictions. And then this is now need to be updated. We now have had kids from 15 counties in Washington state come to Bridge. The vast majority come from Snohomish and the region that includes Snohomish County. But we've had kids from 15 counties in Washington state, and that's individuals and sibling groups. So yeah, we're doing this now, this melding of these two areas of need. So here's a map. I want to point out, this came from the state. I know how to spell Pierce, but apparently someone at the state doesn't know how to spell Pierce. So this is their map. Bridge Receiving Center is the only, this is unfathomable to believe, we are the only emergency placement beds in our region. And our region is Western Washington from the Canadian border to Pierce County. We have 5 beds. That's it for children in Western Washington from Canadian border to Pierce County. And then you see there's only 18 total beds in all of Western Washington for emergency placement. And again, emergency placement means first into care or you're in the middle of care. And what it is it's a crisis that requires a child to be removed from where they are and put someplace while the courts and the state determine what needs to happen next. That to me is just unconscionable. There's only 18 beds in the whole Western Washington. Eastern Washington has more resources than Western. Not quite sure why that is, and only 5 in our region. So our region, you can see, includes Whatcom, Skagit, Island, San Juan, and Snohomish County. And there is nothing in King County until you get down to, and then when you get down to Pierce County, those 5 beds are only for boys, like 11 to 17. When you go out to Thurston, those are only for girls, and I can't remember the age spread there. And then when you get out to the other, so they're all restricted by age, but Bridge is not. So yeah. We are full. We are at 95% capacity. The only reason we're not at 100% capacity is to actually qualify as 100%. The moment that child leaves, another one would actually have to step in.
So every day.
Yes.
And there's no bed for that person.
Yes. There's not enough beds. So when I started at Bridge, there were 10,000 kids in foster care in Washington state. Changes in legislation have made it so there's now about 5,000 kids in foster care in Washington state. That sounds like a really good thing. The Keeping Families Together Act has made it harder to remove kids. And I've talked to you guys about that before. It's harder to pull a kid. They have to have, it's basically imminent danger. So the police, CPS have to actually almost see danger happening. It's really hard to prove imminent danger in a time. Like you can say, no, this is just discipline. No, this is. So we had a little boy in our care who had the case is over now, so I think I can say this, I won't identify him anymore, who had been kept in a small area kept for dogs outside. That's right, he was nonverbal, 7 years old. That's where he was kept. The police saw him there 2 other times before they could pull him to actually be able to qualify for the imminent danger. The parents were saying this is discipline, and that case is over now. We have a girl who's come to us whose mom's been sexually trafficking her for the mom's drug habit, and to actually catch that in action. So really hard, really discouraging, but that's why Bridge is here. We are a safe haven for these kids, and our goal is to expand and to have more opportunities for kids. So I'll talk to you about that, but I don't think I'll show the video because you guys have probably seen it before, but let's see if I can get past it. Oh, maybe I can't now. Oh, there we go. Okay. If you want to see that video, it's on our website, but it's basically just showing you. We have a video that every child sees, and we've created a new one for the older teens now because emergency placement tends to be older kids. I think our age range is now 8 to, I mean, we've had kids from 2 through 18. The 2 and 3-year-olds aren't supposed to be able to come to Bridge, but you aren't going to refuse a 2 or a 3-year-old when the police have a place that they need to put a child. So we've had kids as young as that, and then up through 18. But we have a video for them to watch as they're coming, because you can imagine most of them come after 11 o'clock at night, after the worst day of their lives, and they don't understand what's going on, and it's dark, and you're coming to this really far away place for many of them, and they don't understand. So we have a video that the police show them in the back of the car, or the CPS show them, and it's age dependent. So there's one for the older kids, one for the younger. So the Bridge difference, a lot of places, I actually was in a meeting. They didn't know I was there listening, but I was in a meeting where I heard one of the foster care child welfare people talking about really what we're trying to do in emergency placement is feed them and street them. I was horrified. That is not what we do at Bridge. We do not just feed and street, meaning show them the door, right? Move them through the system, feed and street, keep kids moving, keep kids cycling through. At Bridge, we don't do that. We're fighting the state all the time to keep kids longer, to make this difference in their lives where something can click in, where they can get trauma care. Because these kids have done nothing. They've done nothing to be in the system. Parents, caregivers have done something that has made it unsafe for them to be there. And so they need high standard quality mental health intervention, trauma care, educational support, wraparound services, case management, all that they can get to help them understand what's going on, understand how to not have that impact them for the rest of their lives, and get the help they need. So we have all trauma-informed or trauma-responsive. Trauma-informed means you understand what trauma does to a child. Trauma-responsive means you know how to respond to it. And we're actually trauma-responsive staff and therapies now. So all our staff are trained. I just finished 24 hours of training, and I'm just a fundraiser. So I get enough understanding of what trauma does to a child as well. So we have 2 staff on as minimum 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have a mental health therapist on site. We actually now also have, I was able to write a grant for a secondary trauma therapist. My old job was working in Rwanda. And in Rwanda, I found post-genocide, I found that our staff there needed secondary trauma care because they were being traumatized by the stories they were hearing, if you can imagine. Our staff at Bridge are traumatized by the stories they're hearing about this little boy, hearing about this girl whose mom's trafficking her. It is traumatizing to the staff. And so we've now been able to bring on a second therapist, because it can't be the same therapist that sees the children, who is able to help our staff process that, process their grief, process the frustration when kids are not able to go where we recommend that they go, when they see kids coming back. So we're doing all we can to try and support our staff and keep them going as well. And then we have lots of creative therapy modalities. We have equine therapy, we have somatic therapy, we have art therapy. If you can imagine a lot of kids are resistant to the word therapy. And so we are trying to be as creative as we can to get them the therapy they need without necessarily calling it therapy. But we have had great successes. We have a boy that just came through our program who our executive director saw when she was at a different program in Burlington. And this boy has never been willing to get mental health therapy. And he not only loved our therapist, he asked if she could go with him. And we were actually able to get a special dispensation. So that care, we're paying for his care somewhere else to see our therapist because she finally broke through and made a difference for him. So great wraparound services, case management, educational support. We have 2 sets of siblings with us now who've been with us for about 45 days, and we are working hard with their school districts, with also the tribal authorities to try and get them the education access they need while they're with us. So if they can't have it, if we can't transport them there or get them where they are because it's too far, we are providing that access through the internet, and then our own staff is there helping kids get reconnected. We've had kids that are like, I have been out of school forever, that we've gotten re-enrolled. Lake Stevens School District's phenomenal at helping us get our kids while they're with us if they can't access their other schools. So that's been a fantastic support. We have access to doctors and dentist visits. We do wellness checks with the kids. We had a kid come with a prescription for glasses in his pocket. He'd been carrying for years. It was way expired. Got him glasses while he was with us. We had another boy that said, could you get me braces? And we just didn't have time to get the braces. So these kids that are just wanting access to good medical care. And then Dawson's Place, we work closely with. Dawson's Place helps do the forensic work. So any child that's been sexually or physically abused needs forensic work done in order to take their case to court. So they've been great at working with our kids and helping them get the data needed in order to tell what's happening to them. And then we're also just, every kid basically comes with just what's on their backs. You know, you hear about bringing a garbage bag filled with stuff. Our kids don't even come with that. They come with just what they're wearing. And so we provide them with clothes. The storage container you guys helped us get is jammed full. So we provide them with clothes, with shoes, with computers if they don't have access to that, with whatever they need, with medication. The one boy that had been kept in the dog container needed to be fed intravenously through tubes. So we went and got all the tubing systems and all of that. So we are providing children everything they need, and then we give it to them to take with them. So it's not like this belongs to Bridge. No, this is yours now. And then we provide them duffels of dignity is what we call them. So every child leaves with duffel bags filled with what they need. And the chance to be a kid. We go on excursions, experiences. We go like to the aquarium and the zoo. We had one boy that had never been in a car before, and he just like, can I drive somewhere? And so we would drive him around and let him see the world. We do a lot of things with the camp next door, allowing the kids to play, go rock climbing, things like that. We have a new playground equipment that was just donated to us. Someone had $24,000 worth of playground equipment in their yard. Someone had it for the grandchildren and decided they didn't want it and said, do you guys want it? We're like, yes, we would love that. So that's now sitting in the back waiting to be constructed because our playground equipment is starting to rot, the wood and things like that. So we have things on site that the kids can do. We have a sport court, things like that. But the chance to be a kid again, a lot of these kids, we have like a sister and brother that are with us right now. And she has been mother to that child, to that little brother, that 8-year-old for so long. And so Bridge is the chance for her to not be a parent anymore and for her to get to be a kid. So we're like, we have him, you go, you have fun. And so trying to help them reconnect to themselves that way. This is just, you've got lots of paper over there if you want to look at any of it. This is a sheet out of the progress report. This is actually the little boy that I told you about. So he's the one, he actually came back for respite care because he's with a wonderful foster mom who's a nurse. And she wanted to go on a vacation. So he came with us and stayed just because we know him so well. I didn't even recognize him. He was so round and plump and well-fed. I really was like, I can't believe you're the same little boy. And talking, because he was nonverbal when he came to us. So that was exciting. But overall, right now, I think we're at 365 kids we have served in total since we opened in 2020. In this last year, we served 75, and that's how many safe nights were provided. You can see how it's shifting a little bit. The average is still about 20 nights. And in 2025, our maximum was 67 nights that we've served. And then looking ahead, so our goal at Bridge is to change that map for Western Washington. Our goal is to try and expand and care for kids throughout the entire range. So from 0 to 20, this says 22, it's now 24. So from 0 to 24 years old. And so we're doing that right now by renovating our current facility. We're in the middle, that little very colorful postcard on your desk, A Place of Their Own. That's our spring campaign, where we're now like $12,000 short of $100,000 fundraising campaign. We have another till the end of May to do that. And what that's doing is adding another bedroom. We're actually taking an office and transforming that into a bedroom, which means we'll be able to take 6 kids at a time. 6 is the maximum number the state allows in a facility. We can't go beyond 6. So that will allow us to do 6 kids at a time, which means 20 more kids a year on average we'll be able to help. That feels really good to us. It also gives us that right now we have some shared bedrooms. It'll allow for a couple of private bedrooms, which is easier when you're getting a call to figure out if you can take a boy at this age or a girl at that age, as you can imagine. It also will provide new and more private office space. We currently don't have a private office, so when a social worker needs to meet with a child, we have to move our staff out of the office. And so this will take the bedroom, turn that into an office, and then put a new office at the back. That's a bigger one for the staff, plus a small private one for social workers and our staff to meet with the kids. And then our carport, we're working really hard to turn that into a teen space. The teens need a place away from the littles, because Bridge, you walk in and it feels like it's this beautiful play area, but it feels like it's for little kids in some ways. So we're building out the carport, putting in gym equipment, all sorts of fun activities for the kids to do, and just a place where little kids are not allowed in. So again, like I said, so these kids that have been parentified, that have been turned into parents by their experience, don't have to be parents. There's no little kids around, because even if it's not their sibling, they kick into that parent mode. So we want that kind of area where they can just be themselves. Eventually, our goal at Bridge 1, we're coming up with names, but right now I'll call it Bridge 1, Lake Stevens Bridge, is to be able to have 6 individual bedrooms rather than any shared, because that gives you the greatest ability to care for any child, but that's in the works. Stage 2, it'd be to open a second facility. And that facility we're hoping would be in Snohomish or King County. Part of that depends on when we raise the money, what licenses are available, which county is a license available in, but we're hoping to have it there. And that would be 0 to 12-year-olds and their siblings. So we don't ever want to not have little ones be able to come with their older brothers and sisters. We want to keep families together. So that would be 0 to 12-year-olds and their siblings. And when we have Bridge 2, Bridge 1 will probably become 13 to 17-year-olds. We may flip those. We may put the little ones in the other facility. We're not sure exactly how that's going to work. But at that point, we'll have a 0 to 12 and a 12 or 13 to 17. And then our hope is to then add a third facility, which right now our thoughts are that it would be up further by Whatcom County, where there's a lot of services they can access, but that would be for 18 to 24-year-olds. There's now the opportunity for a child in foster care to opt into extended foster care, and that you have to be part of the state system. And we would want to do that. This would be a longer term place, like 6 months. It's like a gap experience for kids. As soon as they graduate out of official foster care at 18, we're going to train them, life skills training, how to manage an apartment, how to manage a bank account, how to apply for a job, all of those things. So mental health services continuing. And then we're also thinking we're probably going to create an office somewhere and do aftercare, because the challenge with Bridge is we're transitional for the crisis time, but we are not allowed to continue on with kids after they leave. They can contact us, and they do, but we're not allowed to follow up with them. So we're talking about creating an office that would have aftercare. That's a different license. And then kids could come and continue to see our case managers and all of that. And then that's just, I already told you about that. So 12,000 to go. What that 10,000 of that 12,000 would be to actually equip the rooms. So not just build them out, but actually fill them with beds and equipment and things like that. So that's where Bridge is at. There's some pictures of all the different kids we've helped. I just want to thank you guys. You have made such a difference in so many kids' lives. What's happening here in Lake Stevens is not happening truly anywhere else in the state. And it's not even happening a lot of places in the country, which is high quality trauma responsive care and mental health services given as not a privilege, but a right for every child that enters into foster care. So that's what you guys have enabled us to start. And it's all right here in Lake Stevens. And we don't get to advertise that a lot because it's a secure facility. We have parents trying to find their children. So we have to be careful of what we say. But I just want to thank you guys for the difference that you've made there. So that's the update. I talked really fast, but any questions or, yeah.
On your
Yeah.
the proposed facilities, do you have any flexibility? You know, what if you have a 13-year-old with an 11-year-old sibling? Can you put them both in either a younger facility or an older facility?
There's some flexibility that you can, there's some of that. And the licenses kind of go that and the 0 to 12 tends to be first into care. But if you have siblings that have been in the system before, they can come with them. So yeah, there's some flexibility with that. And our executive director is a little nervous about 0 to 2-year-olds because that's a whole different ballgame, and the state requirements for what you have to have are quite extensive. But we're all trying to convince her that why not? Let's take all the kids we can. So it could be that facility ended up being 2 and up, but at this point we're saying 0 to 12. And part of it just depends. There's nobody. They actually asked us last year after we were in the middle of emergency care, do you guys also want to do another facility right now for kids that have never been in foster care exclusively? We're like, we'd be happy to do that. Do you have the money for us to do that? Because each renovation is $2 million is what we've targeted. We have to do $2 million, which is $150,000 to secure, $1,500,000 to secure it and $500,000 to equip it with staff. So it's $2 million and then another $2 million. But they don't have the funding for that, but they're really in need. And that's the problem. They have had a contract open for Kansas County for 2 years saying, does someone want to do this? And there's nobody taking it. The people that used to be in this arena, a lot of them have left. It is a very hard arena to be in. It's, as you can imagine, it's discouraging. You really work really hard to make a difference. And with the way the laws are now, to have to return kids home is really hard. Though we secretly have taught them, if this happens, this is what you do, and this is where you call, and they've been back into our care. So we do what we can, but it is a really hard place. We go through direct care staff. They're just like, you have to really love this job to do it. You get things thrown at you. You get things, lots of insults, all the rest, because the kids are you're a safe person they can unload on, and they've never been able to unload all that they're feeling before. So it's a hard place to work. And so, we go through a lot of our staff, but yeah.
You're doing such compassionate and strategic work.
Thank you.
I'm curious about the housing, where the houses are your home, or if you were to do another one, to fall in the step housing category.
I don't know step housing.
So
My boss probably does.
yes, it's transitional housing for folks, and I guess I've assumed it to be adults. So if it was like can you help me?
It's a transitional housing that is managed through legislature within cities. But I'm not sure if
We probably don't because we're transitional. We're more like shelter care. Because we're transitional oh, really?
Yeah, it would even fall.
Okay, well, I'll ask my boss about that.
Maybe that's
Yeah, I don't, but I'm not the expert in child welfare. I'm the fundraiser. So it could, I know that I know that there's like behavioral health money available. We don't qualify for that. There's mental health money available. We don't qualify for that, even though we're working in all those arenas. There's educational money available. We don't qualify for that. We're kind of this weird entity. And again, there's not many of us doing this. So there's a lot of barriers to getting the funds. So we used to be supported mostly by individual dollars. I'd say now we're doing more grants than anything. We about 40%, the state pays about 40% of what it costs to run bridge. And then out of the other 60%, about 40% of that comes from grants that we're writing. But a lot of the grants, yeah, it's tricky, but we'll look into that. Step housing is what you call it. Yeah, I'll look into that with Corey and see. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. Well, because we resent a new one, I think this morning. Yeah, happy to. Yeah, so the grant request is, I think it's a $10,000 ask. It's to actually fill these rooms that we are in the process of creating. So this expansion, it would be to equip and furnish. So buying the beds for the new bedroom, buying the dresser, buying the couch for the teen space, the carpeting, the flooring. So we basically have worked really hard to raise the money. And we have a possible donor that will give, so we will complete the 100,000, but there's 10,000 more needed to then actually fill the empty shells that we have created. So that grant would be to, yeah, we had originally written one just for general support. And then as we saw how the funding were going, we're like, we really, it won't help us to have rooms and not have actually places for the kids to use those rooms. So yeah, that would be key to us. So $10,000 would allow us to equip the bedroom, the teen hangout space, and buy some like gym equipment and things like that. And then the offices as well. So yeah, that's what that's for. Yeah.
Buy new something that can be donated to Bridge, like as in
Like furniture, you mean?
furniture,
It-
workout equipment, things like that.
We can take like new, but it has to be like new. And the state just has lots of requirements of that. So yeah, we're always willing, like the playground equipment is barely used. So we're able to take that. So as long as it's safe and, hygienic and all of that, then we can take like new.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have ideas, I'm just Tracy at bridgereceivingscenter.org or info at, I get all of that. So yeah, just send me an idea.
Another that
Yeah.
whether or not, maybe us as a club use that as a service project for ourselves, is to put it together.
Oh, that's lovely.
Something like that. We're always looking for some
Yeah.
activities for.
We had a group that was willing to do it, but I think they've gone quiet. So, so let me know and, yeah, and I will find out. I used to be in charge of the volunteers as well. And I'm like, I can't, it's too much. So there's another person doing that, but I can ask them. I think it's sometime in June is what we were hoping to take, because we have to take down the old and put up the new.
We did that one time a long time ago.
Yeah. 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 And that one works easy enough because you're outside. So we can even have kids in the facility while you're outside because we have to be careful of what, yeah. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
I was gonna throw out a thank you for prior law enforcement guy who's seen many of the circumstances that you're talking about. Always a godsend to find an organization like yours to work with. If you think that it was totally called Keeping Families Together United Act is a good thing, you're wrong. Imminent danger is a super high bar that has killed kids in our state.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is cop can go into a house, you could be full of meth ridden, fentanyl ridden, whatever, but if it's not literally being used at the time, that kid stays there, cops leave, kid uses the fentanyl, kid overdoses.
Yeah.
Right? So just understand that about your legislature, they don't really care about kids. And the other thing is this, think about all the many, many programs our legislature spends money on, but we don't spend on kids.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think this is really to deter all those tragic outcomes. I mean, what we're trying to, if you can get trauma care, you know, trauma is not what you've been through, it's feeling alone in what you've been through. And if you can get a child to feel that someone understood what they went through and that you help them process that, then it doesn't necessarily have to turn into sex trafficking and addiction and homelessness and suicide and all the tragic outcomes so connected to foster care. And yeah, the foster kids, it's the state, they're the state's kids. And we are taking very poor care of them generally. So we're trying to change that. I appreciate what you're saying. The Keeping Families Together Act looks really good on paper. When I first read it, I went, that looks good. And my boss walked me through why it wasn't. So you really have to understand it. And it used to be, they changed the law so that it was no longer illegal to use narcotics in the presence of your child, which it used to be. But after 36 children died, the fentanyl ingestion, that's now off the table. So at least fentanyl, if you got fentanyl, then they'll take the kids, but only fentanyl.
Yep.
So you can use any other narcotic in the presence of your children and they stay. Yeah.
Great.
Just to add on to, you have the opportunity to share what you do with Representative Eslick or Representative Lowe, Wagner.
Representative Lowe we have, but not the others that you mentioned.
Okay.
And Lowe, it's been many years.
So Lowe, Eslick, Wagner, totally on board, Paul.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because when you're sitting there with the legislative session, because it's coming up, we've got the biennial now, to be actually have something authentic to experience that, you can lend your voice.
Yeah.
And there are some things that were not ill-intended, but actually
Right.
unintended consequences.
Yes.
And it would just be helpful to have legislators that have voice in those sessions to be able to say, actually, here's what I saw. Actually, here's what's working right. Actually,
Yeah.
here's what good fun.
Yeah, I know my executive director is working on making those connections. In fact, I just saw an email come across this morning with Lowe's office, trying to make that connection. Yeah, because it does look really good on paper and it feels like it's the right thing to do, and it's actually quite detrimental. So it is ruining children's lives, the Keeping Families Together Act, unfortunately, but yeah.
I heard last night on the city board meeting that John Lovett is seeking a team who went through the government, youth and government process at the YMCA and wrote a bill to put different colored lids on medication bottles that should be more controlled and are highly lethal. Doesn't quite fit this fentanyl and meshing, right? It's still this accidental overdose situation. So he got it, the student got it approved at his mock trial that he went through. So John Lovett knew of this and he's taking them to the Capitol to get it like pushed for wonderful. So that's really amazing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh.
That's beautiful.
So Amy, that's a great story, but John Lovett has the power to do incredible things. And walking on fucking.
And I would say the challenge with the lids is it's a responsible family that keeps the lids on their medication. And responsible families that keep the lids on their medication is not necessarily the kids that we're seeing in the system. They call it, the kids that come into care call it mom and dad's candy, because it's literally in a dish like candy. So that's why the kids are eating it. And so that in that case, the lid wouldn't matter, but I appreciate that. It does help for accidental overdose in other cases. And I just want to shout out to the Y and to law enforcement. The YMCA has given us an amazing program where for $250 a year, our kids get to go through and use any Y they want for recreation. So we're so grateful for that. And the law enforcement has been so strategic. I mean, we have kids running, as you can imagine. We have kids in all sorts of situations. We had one little boy break the windows and threaten to harm himself and others. And so our relationship with law enforcement here has been beautiful. And what we're trying to do is help kids see that law enforcement is on their side. Because from the families they come from, it's not. And so we're trying to change that dynamic. And you guys have been awesome with helping us change that for kids. So, yeah.
Just remembering your kids and very little was rehomed.
Hmm.
And then he went to a neighbor's house and had bruises all over him, and he said he wanted to go to Bridge.
Well, he was a little boy that was returned home against our advice. We said, you know what will happen, and they returned him home anyway. And he was the one we taught what to do in case that happened. His mom hit him again, and he went to the neighbors who he didn't even know down the street and said, I don't know what it's called, but it has the word bridge in it, and I want to go back. And because he didn't have his bracelet with him, he didn't have his, because we have phone numbers we give him, and he was back in our care. Yeah, we were so excited. And then we said to the state, you can never return him home. For us to take this kid, you can never return him home, and they agreed. And so, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to help children know what's happening is not about you, because they all think it's their fault, which is just a way of dealing with life being out of control, right? If it's my fault, I can do something. If it's their fault, oh my gosh, I have no hope. So we're trying to teach them it's not your fault, but here's what you can do. And yeah, we're equipping kids to speak up for themselves. So we've taught kids how to talk back to your attorney, how to tell them this is what I need. Yeah, they just need someone to help them fight the battle, because they don't have parents that are doing that for them. So yeah, exactly. So anyway, thanks so much, you guys. I really appreciate all you do. And I don't know what to do now. Okay. I know, I will.
Eat it, and then it's gonna get. There's a special place in hell for anybody that injures a child or an elderly person, as far as I'm concerned. But Eileen, what do you got for us?
Today's quote is, the entire point of life is not to always know where you're going. It's to trust that you will end up where you belong.
All right. Have trust that you're gonna end up somewhere today. Have a great day, y'all.
Great.